as the urbane captain of a rural cricket club and a keen fencer who once worked for Christie's auction house, Jamie Theakston is seen as a quintessentially middle-class broadcaster. Yet, I hear, the actor and presenter has been accused of trying to create the sort of substandard housing found in some of London's most down-at-heel districts. The accusation comes from neighbours in his wealthy corner of West London, where his application to build a trendy outhouse in his back garden has been rejected by planners after it was labelled an attempt to create a beds-in-sheds-style facility. Theakston, who co-hosts Heart FM's breakfast show with Amanda Holden, submitted plans for a garden flat-style outbuilding with gym in the back garden of his 19th-century £6.5 million home in Chiswick, an area favoured by famous faces including Anton Deck and actor David Tennant. However, Hounslow Council officers have rejected the plan after a stream of objections from neighbours on the basis that the proposal was excessive in size and harmful to the wider conservation area. Development chiefs also backed the view of one neighbour who suggested that Theakston, pictured with wife Sophie Siegel, might try to convert the outhouse into a self-contained independent dwelling in the future. In comments posted on the council's website, one resident complained, by including a bathroom and kitchen, this application has been designed in such a way that it facilitates future use as a beds-in-sheds facility. Others complained about 51-year-old Theakston's plan to cover the outhouse in upmarket Japanese-style charred timber cladding, deemed at odds with the area's Victorian properties. A neighbour wrote, "The design is not in keeping with adjacent properties nor does it complement or improve the streetscape in a sympathetic fashion. It is unclear how the blackened wood appearance is in keeping with the yellow or red brick materials used in the construction of the houses." The former Top of the Pops host's latest attempt to develop his property comes after he won a bitter planning battle in 2018 to build a 4-bedroom house at the bottom of his 120-feet garden in the face of opposition from his neighbour, theatre producer Michael Attenborough. Chateau living Tolstoy now makes do with a cottage when she was the girlfriend of Russian oligarch Sergei Pugachev. Alexandra Tolstoy lived a billionaire's lifestyle, enjoying a chateau on the French Riviera, a beachfront house in St. Bart's and a multi-million-pound home in Chelsea. Now, however, the socialite, 48, says she's flooded with an almost euphoric happiness to be living in a little cottage in Oxfordshire. "I spent a decade living in some of the swankiest houses in the world, but this is the place that makes me the happiest." Historian Count Nikolai Tolstoy's daughter has 3 children with Pugachev, 58, once known as Putin's banker, and who's been holed up in France since he was accused in Russia of embezzling more than £655 million. One friend, Annabelle Heseltine, daughter of former Deputy Prime Minister Lord Michael Heseltine, who owns a stately home complete with its own arboretum, consoles her online, "It's adorable and children love small spaces." TV star Annabelle played a blinder in her love life in the hit TV drama Peaky Blinders. Annabelle Wallace bewitched gangster kingpin Tommy Shelby. In real life, she's even more seductive. The actress has revealed that she had not 1, not 2, but 5 suitors fighting for her affections in the past. "I had 5 on the go, you know, on the burners," she admits. Wallace, 37, who went out with Coldplay singer Chris Martin for 2 years after his conscious uncoupling from Gwyneth Paltrow, lived in Portugal with her British expat family until she was 18. She was always falling in love with Portuguese boys, explaining, "They're so handsome. A motorcycle and a cigarette. And that was it, I was done." Tory hotspot Mystique is cool for the Camerons. Boris Johnson's trip to Mystique sparked an investigation, but that hasn't deterred David Cameron from taking his family on holiday to the playground of the rich and famous in the West Indies. I hear that the former Prime Minister has been staying on the tiny private island during the Christmas holidays. Where better for some winter's sun, remarks one of his pals. Mystique has been beloved by the jet set since Lord Glenconner bought it in the 1960s and gave Princess Margaret a 10-acre plot as a wedding present. Confusion over who paid for Boris' £15,000 trip there in 2019 with his now wife, Carrie, led to a formal investigation, which concluded that no rules had been broken, but that it was regrettable he hadn't offered a full explanation sooner. Carphone warehouse tycoon and Conservative Party donor David Ross admitted to having facilitated the accommodation. London Mayor Sadiq Khan's plan to end the prosecution of young people caught with cannabis has gone down well with Grace Campbell, 27-year-old daughter of Tony Blair's former right-hand man, Alistair Campbell. "I'm on the hunt for an under-25's ID," she jokes. Under Khan's plan, under-25s won't be prosecuted if caught with Class B drugs in some boroughs. Grace explained in 2019, "I still love taking drugs and am very open about that." How Kathleen's voice lured Grade to showbiz. Cigar-chomping broadcasting tycoon Lou Grade was Britain's biggest provider of screen entertainment, but his wife, Kathleen, had an equally inspiring effect on their family. Former actress Lady Grade died on New Year's Day aged 100, a family member tells me, and she encouraged the future BBC chairman Lord Michael Grade to enter show business. Michael was knocked out by how Kathy's voice sounded on stage, I'm told. It was his first visit to the theatre and had never seen or heard anything like it.